How do a Washington, D.C. babysitting circle and a World War II prisoner of war camp hold the exact secrets to solving a global financial crisis?
I mean, it sounds like the setup to a really bizarre joke, right?
Yeah.
But looking at those two extremes is actually, well, is the best way to decode the hidden gears of the global economy.
Yeah, so today's deep dive is into Tim Harford's book, The Undercover Economist Strikes Back. We're basically handing you the user's manual for the macroeconomic machine. And to answer what this book is all about and start pulling those levers, we have to look at a guy named Bill Phillips.
Oh man, Phillips is such a fascinating character.
Right. He was a crocodile hunter, a former POW, and in 1949 he built a literal computer at the London School of Economics using salvaged Lancaster Burmer parts and pink water.
Yeah, the MONAC machine. He basically used fluids to physically map out how money moves through a society. So water pooling in clear tanks represent a national savings.
Wow, like actual physical water for savings?
Exactly. And then opening a mechanical valve modeled government spending or tax cuts. It demonstrated how injecting money could literally increase the flow and pressure of an entire economic system.
I do have to push back on this premise, though. Like, an economy is made up of millions of unpredictable human beings making really complex choices. Treating us like a Rube Goldberg plumbing system feels way too reductive, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but think of it through John Maynard Keynes's concept of magneto trouble.
Magneto trouble.
Yeah, magneto is the alternator component in the classic car engine that provides the electrical spark. And Keynes argued that a stalled economy is a lot like a stalled engine.
Okay, I follow.
The fuel lines are fine, the gears are intact, the capacity to drive is perfectly there, but the spark is just gone.
So the Amoenaire was a way to visualize how to jumpstart that system when the spark fails.
Exactly, yeah.
So what does a real-world engine stall actually look like? That is where the 1970s Capitol Hill babysitting co-op comes in, which is just a wild real-world example.
Oh yeah, this is a great case study for how it works.
Right. So congressional staff parents used pieces of paper called script to pay each other for half hours of babysitting. But eventually, parents got nervous about needing sitters for future emergencies, so they started hoarding the script for a rainy day.
Which meant nobody was spending, they all just stayed home.
Right, exactly.
So the velocity of that paper money dropped to zero, and the babysitting economy crashed completely. Crucially, though, the co-op had plenty of capable babysitters. The physical capacity was totally fine.
The limitation was entirely a lack of demand.
Yes.
It's like a phantom traffic jam. One driver taps their brakes, the person behind them brakes harder, and suddenly miles of cars are at a dead stop. There is no crash, no physical obstacle on the road. Everyone is just reacting to the lack of movement ahead of them.
That is the perfect illustration of a short-run Keynesian recession. Fear freezes the flow. To break the traffic jam, the co-op simply printed more script and handed it out.
And parents suddenly felt flush, started booking date nights again, and the demand returned.
Yep, the spark was back, and the engine roared to life.
But wait, if printing money is the magic jumpstart, why not just do it all the time? I mean, this leads us to our other extreme, right? The World War II POW camp economy.
Right, because in the camps, prisoners traded Red Cross parcels using camp currency.
So let's say the supply trains delivering those Red Cross parcels get bombed.
Yeah, then the physical supply of chocolate and cigarettes just vanishes. That is an exogenous shock, meaning an external blow that destroys the system's actual productive potential.
In that scenario, if the camp leaders try the babysitting fix and just print more camp currency, they aren't conjuring more chocolate out of thin air.
No, they definitely aren't.
They're just triggering runaway inflation. You literally have prisoners bidding up the price of a phantom candy bar.
And that brings us to the long-run classical economic view. When the problem is a true lack of supply, there is no quick stimulus fix. You can't print your way out of a bomb train.
Ooh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the economy simply has to endure a painful adjustment to a reality where there are just fewer resources available.
So the ultimate cheat code for you, the listener, is basically this. Short-run Keynes, long-run classical. Next time you see politicians arguing over a massive economic stimulus on the news, you can cut through the noise.
You just have to ask yourself, are they trying to fix a babysitting co-op or a POW camp?
Is it a demand problem or a supply problem?
Exactly. And once you frame it that way, you start seeing the hidden mechanics behind almost every single financial headline.
But I will leave you with this final provocative thought. If the economy is a machine that can be tuned by policy mechanics, what happens when the cogs in that machine, meaning us, catch on?
Oh, that is a scary thought.
Right. If we start anticipating the mechanics moves, do we change our behavior and neutralize the fix before it even happens? Keep an eye out for who is actually playing who.